This video is going to be on the Ruger Super BlackHawk 44 Magnum. Basically just how to take the cylinder off, put the cylinder back on, maybe talk about some of the parts. Don't really want to mess with any of the springs and whatnot that are in the handle and in the action. If you have any problems pulling the trigger or so forth, I suggest going to a gunsmith. So now let's check to make sure that the firearm is empty and safe to use. I'm going to flip it over. Kind of hard to show on the video, but all the cylinders are empty. So for those that may not be familiar with revolvers, they're actually easy to take care of, easy to clean, very fun to shoot. So as with any revolver, this is the hammer. This puts it into single action. The trigger, this is only a single action, because if you pull the trigger, nothing will happen. To load and unload, you flip up the gate, and you always go into the clockwise position. So if I wanted to drop an empty shell, I would pull the gun like this and push down on this bar right here. I like to take all my empty casings out and then refill it with live ammo, one shell at a time. Then I know for sure that I've completely loaded the firearm. So now what we're going to do is take the cylinder out of the revolver. There's a pin right here, and there's a button right there. So what you're going to do is push the button down, pull the rod up, open the gate, and the cylinder will come right out. Now I pretty much do this every time I clean any of my revolvers. I'll go ahead and take the cylinder out so I can clean this side very well, and right in here I can get a brush down in there, a little 22 brush, kind of clean out in there. Check to make sure that my make sure this area is not worn or filled. A lot of times carbon and stuff will build up in those corners. If you don't clean this kind of a firearm on a regular basis, you will get it, and you'll have to get a pick in there, and that's just no fun. The other thing you can do when you have this firearm apart when you're cleaning it is right in here is the firing pin. This is the action that makes the cylinder go around. And then you can also check the area where the barrel and the cylinder come together, because it's supposed to be touching, so you want to make sure you don't have any gunk built up around there. And so what we're going to do now is put the cylinder back in. So you take the cylinder, and the sprocket looking side goes towards the handle, and you slide it in carefully. You don't really want to scratch a gun like this, because once you do, you're done. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let gravity help me, and I'm going to push the button. You see that it fell down in there. So now what I have to do is just turn it a little bit. This particular firearm's a little touchy. Some of them have their own personalities. If any of you that have had firearms before, you just have to fiddle with the cylinder a little bit to get it to drop all the way down in there. Okay, just like that. Function check. So what we got here is a really big 44 Magnum, which is a lot of fun to shoot. They make whole grips, but it kind of takes away from the cool Ruger look. And I hope you enjoyed the video.